okay to wear this?
Because I like it.
Why would you break the rules?
What rules? You broke conformity.
What did I do wrong?
This isn't right.
This is...
But
It's
this
not
is who I
right.
am.
This isn't right.
This is not right.
This isn't right. You
This
shouldn't
is
be
not
doing this.
right.
This isn't right.
This is not
This
right.
isn't right.
Right.
But this is who I am. Okay, now your turn.
No, this is the worst.
I know.
Open anything. There.
Are you done?
Yes.
Like mid-shot.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys going to set up? Yeah.
I thought you said you were done. Anyway, there's also other movies like Marley and Me. They get me really sad, guys. Marley, if you don't know, Marley dies and everybody's sad. I get sad, but no tears. And then in Red Dog dies at his master's grave, and it's really sad. All the people in the movie are sad, and I'm feeling sad. No tears. And so, when I was born, the doctors told me that I have this condition. It's called cross-renal ectopia. So I have 2 kidneys on my right side. But of course, nobody had heard of this, so they changed their minds, saying, you now have cross-fused renal ectopia. So, don't have 2 kidneys on the right side anymore, they're both joined together. Of course, it's only lasted 5 minutes, they changed their minds again. I know, make up your minds, guys. So now they're telling me I have I have chronic kidney disease. So, 3rd diagnosis. And so, I was in hospital when I was in year 12. And they told me that I would need a transplant. They didn't know when, but that it could be within the 10 years. And my mum and my sister are sitting there, and they just break out in tears, but I'm just sitting there emotionless. No tears. About 15. And I've been spending a lot of time around a particular girl's place.
And,
She has long, curly brown hair, tan skin, as you did growing up in Mildura and spending most of your time outside. amazing brown eyes. Incredibly intelligent and talented. She plays the flute, and we spend a lot of time just sitting around, being silly, laughing, making each other laugh. It doesn't matter how crappy the day is or parents have been hassling me. If I can just make her laugh once, it's a good day. Her laugh is most infectious and wonderful.
Anyway,
We've been overseas, myself and my family. I notice her perfume, bring some back and give it to her. Being all cool, you know, like, I thought you might like this.
so,
We're hanging out. It's time for me to go. We're on the porch. The heart is beating fast, as it does at these points. I'm thinking, should I give her a kiss? How does one kiss? Not actually knowing whether anything was reciprocated. Will I be accepted? Will I be rejected? She suddenly stands a lot closer to me. Her arms go around my neck. And she says to me, I suppose I should thank you for the perfume. And kisses me. And it is absolutely perfect.
Anyway,
And I'm riding home on my bike from her place, and I'm riding faster than I've ever ridden before. And when I got home, I managed to tie up the family phone line for I think a good hour and a half. Because we have vitally important stuff to talk about. Because it's been at least 15 minutes since we've seen each other. But for that moment, I felt like that was exactly where I was meant to be.
All these walls that hang wonderful pictures. Through this window I can watch the seasons change. By this lamp I can read. I am set free. And when it's cold outside, I feel no fear. Even in winter storms, I am warmed. I have soul and stubborn fire, and there is nowhere I would rather be. It isn't much, but it is enough for me.
Didn't rise at the same pace.
Is this true?
It's what I believe. The government has been poisoning our water supply since the 50s. They put acid in the town's water supply to see if it would make them more susceptible to mind control. They say they stopped it in the 70s, but you and me both know that that continues. Now it's just used for sophisticated fluoride. They put it in the water system to dumb down our minds to make us more susceptible to brainwashing and control. It's a use for media now. In 1982, the band Judas Priest was brought to trial because a group of fans committed suicide after listening to their album Stained Glass.
I'm going to ask you one last time. Do you really believe the whole thing was a giant hoax, that you did deep research and it pretty much didn't happen?
At that point, I do believe there was some manipulation of the facts. The government drove in crisis actors who had been trained in other school shootings to basically be sad and sell the whole thing. They got children to put hands on their heads and walk in and out of the building. The whole thing looks like a drill.
But Jaden, the parents devastated one after the other. The dead bodies, the coroner autopsy.
Yeah, and the coroner's report was blocked. That's never happened before.
So parents what? Just decided to lie about their dead children?
I will look at an issue from every angle, and I will decide what my opinion is based on evidence.
Is that wine here? Because I was drunk when I went to that toilet.
Really?
You know, I don't really go for cuffs, but for you, I'll make an exception. I think I got you figured out. You're not a police officer, and this isn't a police station. They're all...
So who am I? This is a big one. Go on. Tell me.
I think you're one of the men in black.
I'm not men in anything.
Sit. This interview will be recorded for evaluation purposes. Please state your name and number for the record.
My name is number 257.
You've been with us for 15 years now, correct?
17 next month.
That's quite the commitment.
To maintain stable society, we must keep in line with the mainstream, with what is good and right. In my teenage years, I rebelled against that. I believe the fringe opinions...
You no longer rebel?
No, sir.
Tell me about your family, 2571.
I'm the only child of a diplomat and a school teacher. I assume you read about them in my file.
Yes, quite the shame. My condolences. What do you consider your greatest contribution during your time here?
That would be patient 1289, sir.
Ah, yes, I recall her well. Recount the steps implemented.